Now I've chosen another story by Lynley Dodd. This one is Slinky Malinki, Cat Flaps. And I chose this one particularly because it has in the story 10 cats, and we've been learning about our friends to 10. The house was asleep. It was silent and still, with flickering shadows on ceiling and sill. Slinky Malinky was cosy and snug, curled up in a ball on the raggedy rug. A little bit like Scruffy and Lola, who are curled up today. They've got little combs on their heads because they've had an operation. He opened an eye, inspected his toes, and washed from his tail to the tip of his nose. He wiped around an ear with a delicate paw and stretched as he silently slipped through the door. Whiskers all twitching and eyes shining bright, he squeezed through his cat flap and into the night. It's cold outside. He prowled round the garden and smelled every smell, from the rambling rose to the snail in its shell. Then, with a curious questioning call, he sprang to the top of the tumble-down wall. "Hurrah!" he called. Out of the bush at the end of the wall came two creeping shadows, one big and one small. Slipping and slithering, scrambling down, were Grey-Whack Jones and Butterball Brown. Next to the hall by the tunnel house door, furtively lurking, were two shadows more. Up through the leaves of the five-finger tree came Pimpernel Pew and Mushroom McGee. Down on the grass by the cucumber frame, mysterious figures were playing a game. They tumbled and chased with a scuffle and cuff, the Poppadom kittens and Grizzly Macduff. From nooks and from crannies, from mischief and game, from every corner and crevice they came. They sat in the moonlight's silvery glow, hobnobbing happily, 10 in a row. But out of the hedge of the rickety seat, disturbing the birds in their feathery sleep, something was sneaking on Pussyfoot Paw, the cranky and crotchety Scarface Claw. There's Scarface Claw. I think he's the meanest cat in town. Then, all at once, came the ear-splitting sound of a caterwaul symphony echoing around. Brow, yow, brow, yow. Pitter-patter, pitter-patter, yow, yow. It woke all the neighbours from window and door, some bellowing shouts and a furious roar. "Shh!" they all said. "What a rackety bunch! Stop that commotion and go home at once." With a grumbling growl and a scuttle of paw, off and away galloped Scarface Claw. And down from the wall with a hiss and a spit went Slinky Malinky, lickety spit. Then all the others followed until there were 9, trotting behind in a tail-waving line. Whiskers all twitching and eyes shining bright, they squeezed through the cat flap and out of the night. There they are. There's 10 cats and 10 shadows. How many would that be altogether, I wonder? The house was asleep. It was silent and still, with flickering shadows on ceiling and sill. Slinky Malinky was cosy and snug with all of his friends on the raggedy rug. There they all are in front of the fire, staying nice and warm. They sat in the firelight's welcoming glow, hobnobbing happily. 10 in a row. And that's the end. I enjoyed that story. I hope you did too.